We have 16 people on the ARA committee, and they are drawn from various walks of life. Annual reports, as you know, have grown substantially in the last few years, and the thickness can be quite intimidating, aside from the weight of those annual reports themselves. Secondly, the challenge of going through the annual report page by page, at the same time keeping your objectivity. Nevertheless, I think we finally got the job done, and I'm very proud of all my committee members. I think the quality of annual reports has been improving over the years, and companies are beginning to realize that annual reports are a very important medium for them to communicate much of their goals and objectives and aspirations, as well as their values to their stakeholders.
Increasingly, businesses have to meet the dual challenge of achieving high performance and high integrity at the same time. What stands out in the winner is its board leadership in balancing the pursuit of business goals aggressively at the same time as ratcheting up its governance standards relentlessly. Its key distinction lies in its ability to retain sufficient depth and breadth of business knowledge at the board level in order to steer a complex business, while having ways and means to ensure self-renewal, checks and balances, and independence. Right from the inaugural study in 2003, we have wanted the methodology to stay away from a checklist approach of what best boards do, but getting at how they manage in a coherent manner the many paradoxes they face. In other words, we want to go beyond understanding what best boards do, but why they do it. We have thus adopted a variety of quantitative as well as qualitative assessment methods to arrive at the final list.
Apart from the holistic approach used, a distinguishing point for BMBA is the rigor of its evaluation process. The use of experienced panel of evaluators who can lend a multi-perspective to the final selection. In the evaluation of leading companies with good corporate governance practices in the last 3 years, we intend to develop a guide for companies seeking to improve their corporate governance practices.
I have a very experienced judging panel. For example, people like Mrs. Lee Swetfen, Patrick Lee, Managing Director of UBS, we have Charlie Ma. We use a number of filters to select company, and we actually look at the company's websites. We cold call the companies. So with all that information together, we prepared a report for each of the company. Generally, it was a fairly easy process in terms of getting consensus on the winners. If the winners are announced, a couple of them will be fairly well known to people. For the large cap, we did pick one company which was a little bit different. For the mid caps, again, some of the winners, it would not be a surprise. For the smaller companies, it's usually a bit more difficult, but I think our standards are more realistic for the smaller companies.
The people that we have on the panel, they are corporate leaders. We even have the ex-CFO award winners of the year last year. The candidates we have are very strong. The deliberations, go as far as trying to establish the establishment and the achievement that this CFO have, and how have they fared in terms of bringing the company to this level. Well, we are looking at the professional, personal qualities of the candidate, and for the candidate to win both the categories above 500 million market cap and below 500 million market cap. All these candidates have to, meet these criteria.
As a global executive search firm helping our clients to place CEOs in top management positions, we're very honored to partner with Singapore Institute of Directors in this inaugural CEO of the Year award. Because the nominees of the award comes from many different industry segments, we have provided an evaluation methodology that focused on qualitative and behavioral traits. After receiving the nominations for the award, we have had a few rounds of assessment by experienced search professionals before we passed the shortlisted candidates to a distinguished panel of judges. While it was a tough process as we have so many great CEOs in Singapore, the distinguished panel of judges have finally elected 2 winners for the CEO of the Year award.
Both winners belong to a special breed of CEOs who have not only achieved success for their companies and created substantial value for their shareholders, they have also transformed their organizations and built a strong management team. They have achieved success for their companies while promoting best governance practices and inculcated in their team a keen sense of professionalism, a spirit of transparency, and a culture of accountability.